Scorpio, welcome to June 2023. So glad you're here. I had a few major life events that just took me out of the running for a few events. I'm pretty good at handling stress. Gosh, I got like just up leveled so big, but it took me down for a little while. I'm so glad. The whole point is I'm really glad to be back doing monthly messages, and let's get you guys an overall energy Scorpio for the month of June 2023. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, fire, ignition, starting new projects, passion, excitement, vitality, ready to go, ready to dance, ready to be free, ready to be self-expressed, ready to say what you mean. June's gonna find you just full of, I was going to say piss and vinegar, and I was like, where does that expression even come from? But I don't, it's like this feeling of not holding yourself back, this feeling of being really self-expressed. June is going to be a month where you guys just feel invited to be your full fiery selves. Scorpio is kind of like an honorary fire sign, let's be real. Release. Okay, great. And letting go of the old. Maybe this is feeling a lot about letting a lot of that go in honor of something you're letting go, whether it's a habit, whether it's an old relationship, whatever it is, you're going to be releasing things. And maybe it's like releasing a lot of inhibitions from not feeling like you were able to fully express yourself or be yourself. That feels kind of right on as well. Look at those sacred symbols, sacred geometry there too in the fire. This is totally a dance with spirit that you're doing. You're leveling up. You are glowing up. You are engaging in just some freaking magic this month in June, Scorpio. This could also be the culmination of like, a big project you've been working on. So maybe like a performance, or maybe you're going to festivals this summer, or maybe like even at work. Let's see how it relates. It always relates here. All right, central energy here. What's going on for you guys through the month? The 5 of Wands in reverse. Interesting. That's kind of an opposite message from just being fully ignited here. No more fighting. No more like, let's get a clarifier for this here. Central energy is the 5 of Wands in reverse. So Ace of Swords in reverse with, okay, gorgeous. Covered by the 9 of Coins. Scorpio, you're not playing by anyone else's rules this June. You are not engaging. You are not fighting with the boss. You are not fighting with that date that you went on last week. You are not having to put up with anyone else's BS. You are thinking for yourself this week. Ace of Swords, when it's in reverse, can mean a few different things, but what I'm getting for this month is like you are creating your reality. You are creating how you think. You are deciding what you say to whom and to when, and you are taking yourself out of the ring from anything and anyone that does not feel like it's something or somewhere that you want to be. And you are getting to your just desserts. 9 of Coins crossing that says you are getting to be your independently wealthy self. Now, whether that's financially wealthy, which the 9 of Coins can speak to, or if it's just the peace that happens when you step away from conflict is up to you. But you are going to be feeling, the 9 of Coins is always an independent character. She is like, I am taking, that's the message this month. I am boldly flinging myself out of anything and anyone that doesn't serve me anymore. And I am going to spend time doing exactly what it is that feels good to me and fills me up and makes me feel wealthy. Fuck, I love that for you. That message came through so strong. What's in the foundation here? The 7 of Wands in reverse, right? So again, this is like not having to defend yourself anymore. You're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not fighting. It can also be defeat in some way, or like a giving up the fight. Queen of Cups in reverse. Whew. Scorpio, what are you guys going through this month? So June could really see you just giving up, and it might feel topsy-turvy. You might not feel very good about it. You might feel like you had to give something up, or you lost a fight, or it's not, When it's about wands, it's not usually about legal matters so much, but this could absolutely be within relationship, passion projects, work, creativity. There's something you had to give up on here, or you're feeling like a loss and you're feeling really discombobulated about it. What are you focused on? Oh, beautiful. Whatever you're going through, Scorpio, whatever you are addressing deep in your psyche is bringing you to faith, to a light in the dark, to places that you wouldn't have seen, gone, achieved, decided that you wanted without this experience. That's what the star is. It's like, the star is my favorite card in the tarot, and it's a place where there is magic even in the muck. It's like lotus flowers. They grow out of like slime and just like dirt and total mud. And they're like the most amazing, beautiful, flowers that are a symbol of like spirit opening and ascension. And that's what the star is. No matter what you're going through, no matter how you feel about yourself this month, because this is in the foundation. So this is you feeling like you lost out, like you couldn't keep up potentially, and you're feeling really sorry for yourself maybe, or you're feeling even could be depressed with the Queen of Cups in reverse. Like maybe you don't have a lot of emotional support. If that's true, I'm really sorry for you, Scorpio, or I'm sending you some big hugs and big love. Just know that whatever you see here in the foundation is really helpful, because if it's something you don't like, you can change it. You can decide to turn this around, and you can say, I'm going to stand up for myself and I'm going to feel really good about it. You can make that decision, and you can have this month play out a totally different way. So if you see something here in the foundation that you don't like, you can change it. You can shift your thinking. You can write down all the beliefs that you have and start to like really work with those. Write in the comments if you want like a journal prompt on that. I know a really like awesome practice I do all the time that's really easy, and it helps me shift this all the time. So the star, you're really focused on faith here. Like, I'm in the dark, but I know it can be better, and I am ascending. Look at that character. She's just up on the pole there above the dark water, and she's like pulling herself out. So that's what you're really focused on doing this month, Scorpio, is seeing you're just pulling yourself out of whatever you don't want to be a part of anymore. You're doing it with like brute force, and it's taking you to a really beautiful, stable, successful, lucrative, financially abundant place. You're focused on that this month, and it's going to happen for you. What happened here in the recent past? The Devil in reverse. So you're coming out of a toxic situation. There was something that happened in the past in a relationship, a job, something that happened here. You decided to disengage from like the golden handcuff, something that might have looked really nice on the outside but wasn't, a job that paid you really well but took all your time. Stop it with the Lovers in reverse. Okay, well, clearly it was a breakup. You went through a breakup. That's one interpretation. Another, because the Lovers can oftentimes be about choice. There's something that you took yourself out of, or you were taken out of, that might not have been your choice. So you could have been ripped out of a situation that wasn't good for you anyway. Maybe you were in a job that was making you a lot of money, and taking, like, you didn't have any time for yourself, but you wouldn't have chose to quit, but you got fired. Something like that. Some kind of separation happened here for you, but it could also definitely points to a breakup here in the recent past. And what is happening for you in the future? Two of Coins in reverse, which I love, because this says you are putting down the bullshit. You're putting down the back and forth. You're putting down any way that you had to hustle here that wasn't good for you, whether that's physical, emotional, mental. You're not engaging anymore. This is a whole month for you, Scorpio, of just like taking your power back. That's what this is. Taking your power back. Now, that could feel really internal for you this month. Maybe you're not like working towards a big performance at the end of the month, but you could absolutely just be feeling so empowered. And 8, it's the 8, which is the card of strength. So that's a lot about strength and fortitude, seeing your way through. Queen of Swords in reverse. Interesting. So this is in the future position. So you're not going to be running around. You're like very much choosing to like set down anything that you don't want to do, or that makes you feel like you're juggling too much this month, which I love for you. But we have another queen here in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse. And it just says, as you're doing this, be careful, Scorpio, that you're communicating well. The Queen of Swords can ice people out. And Scorpio, when you in a bind, you don't like to ask for help. When you get tied up into a corner, traditional Scorpio traits can be to be very secretive, to like lash out with your little tail if anyone asks you if you're hurting or if you want help or if you would love some support. If you feel really vulnerable, this can be you, Scorpio. Ice Queen, telling people to mess off when they are offering help or a hug. So as you're rearranging here in the future, this just tells me you might feel very vulnerable. This could be a very vulnerable space for you, and it's okay to let people in, but you have to choose to do that. So, it's a choice. You're clearly working towards like really beautiful outcomes here that are like more than you've ever had before. You're choosing to like lean into faith here, the light and the darkness, and that it's leading you to bigger and better things, stable money, financial, family, legacy. But here in the near future, there's a possibility that you could really like ice people out or cut people off. So choose wisely, Scorpio. That's the whole point of these readings, is like you can adjust whatever you don't like, right? This is just a snapshot of a moment in time. How are you feeling about everything? The Ace of Swords has come up so much. People are just like up leveling. There's like new levels of inspiration. The third eye is opening up. This is like new visions of who you could be, where you could be, with whom you could be. This is like maybe are excited to go to school again or start a new school program. Ace of Swords, you are feeling excited. You are feeling clear. You are feeling communicative, like you know exactly what it is now. There's like going to be a lot of new insights. This could be like picking up a new book and discovering something that you're really excited about. And it could be clarity that you're not going to get second chances with things. So this came up for me in a reading about a relationship someone asked me to do recently. It was like, okay, well, Judgment in reverse says there's not going to be like the great makeup sex you're hoping for. There's not going to be a second chance. When we see Judgment in upright, it's like, okay, well, things might come back to life. Like people might have learned their lesson and maybe this is going to work out. But when it's a breakup with the Judgment in reverse, and if this is about a breakup, know that like these new insights are taking you to next levels. And Judgment in reverse says it's not going to be about the things that you're moving on from. Let them go. None of that's coming back to life. Keep it in the grave. If it's broke, it broke for a reason, right? That's the message of Judgment in reverse, and that's okay. That's a really good thing that is spirit-led for you. What's in the environment? The Three of Swords. Okay, Three of Swords in reverse. Let me go ahead and clarify that for you. That's what's around you, people, places, things, opportunities surrounding you this month, Scorpio. I have a couple different things. Five of Wands. So there might be just ways that your healing could feel blocked this month. Excuse me. You might have like the Three of Swords is actually a really I love the Three of Swords because when it comes up, it's like usually it's a time that allows us to grieve what we already know we have to. It's not a card that says, oh my God, things are going to go really bad for you and you're going to feel sad. No. When I see the Three of Swords, it's usually like, honey, you need a cry break and you haven't given it to yourself. And it's time to just allow your heart the feelings that it has, to like let them go so that you can really get to your goals. You can climb the mountain, you can see the vista, but you can't get to the top of the mountain. You can't climb your goals. You can't see the vista if you don't address your heart first, right? So what's in your environment this month? There's some conflict around grieving. So this could just be opportunities. It could be things that come up you really have to tend to. It could be social engagements that are distracting you. Whatever it is, just know that if you need to take time to grieve, do it. You might just have a lot of distractions this month surrounding you and your environment to do that. So you'd have to take some focused time. You're afraid this month that you're not listening to your deepest intuitions about the process, or that you're afraid. Okay, and this is making a lot of sense because if you are going through something like a breakup or some kind of turmoil here, Scorpio, clearly you're going through some kind of transition. If you're still in the thick of it, it can be hard to know like what's fear or what's intuition, right? This card speaks to like, what are your fears? What are your dreams? What are you excited about this month? The Priestess in reverse says you're worried you're not listening or you're not getting the right messages, or am I doing the right thing or am I doing the wrong thing? I'm afraid I'm not doing the right thing. And that can be really common when you're going through a breakup. You don't know if it's the right thing, or really common if you're making a big life choice. I just want to remind you that there is no right answer. And also you are so focused on faith. Like lean into your faith this month, lean into that connection with spirit, and you just can't go wrong. So worrying about it doesn't make it better. Whoa. It will only make you way sadder. If worrying about doing it right or wrong is causing you a lot of grief, it's like really stopping the happiness that you could feel this month, Scorpio. So don't feel that way, right? Just push a button. Just like feel happy, Scorpio. I say that sarcastically because when you're like in the thick of a big transition and you're like, I'm really worried about it, the last thing you need is someone saying like, just like feel happy, obviously. But to whatever extent it helps you, just know that again, just like we talked about here, you have the ability to turn this around. Like that's the empowering side of this, right? Wow, I'm really afraid I'm not listening to my intuition. I'm afraid it's all going to go wrong. I'm afraid I'm never going to be happy again. Or, oh my God, I'm so glad that I listened to my gut and that all of this happened because it's offering me more opportunities for happiness. And I am dead set on knowing that that's possible for me. Right? It's all about how we choose. It's all about how we choose to see it. Okay, what is your final outcome here for you, Scorpio? The 5 of Coins. So feeling left out a little bit here. And this is okay. When we see this, it's like feeling like you might be left out, feeling finally, maybe at the end of the month, getting some time to really just feel all those feelings. What I love about the 5 of Cups is that he's not the 6, 7, 8, or 9, or 10. Like it's just a moment in the journey, right? The 5 is not the destination. This is just like a stop along the way where it's time for you to really feel, stop it right now with the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. Okay, Scorpio. So June is ending with a bunch of 5s, and 5s are about transition. And this is about you facing the last vestiges here in the month. This is about you facing all of this so that you can move on. You can't move on into feeling the most amazing you've ever been and starting this whole new foundation for family and for jobs and for wealth and for financial freedom if you're scared shitless to be alone, or if you are scared shitless that you're not going to get the job you want. This is just saying it's time to face that. At the end of this month, you're going to have distractions here, whether that's, friends pulling you in different directions, or maybe you have a lot of work going on, or maybe you have a lot of obligations where you're not going to be able to really just sit and process a lot of what this is. And the month is not going to let you away with that for your benefit. June is saying, look, we're going to end here, or the culmination of the month, whether it happens at the end of the month or not, is not the point. This could happen all through the month. This is a fluid reading. But the culmination is, it's time to look at your losses, and it's time to honor yourself through your losses, because these are people that we honor, right? This is really important. If you had a best friend who was feeling a 5 of Cups moment, if they were really feeling the loss of a breakup, you would comfort them. If you had a best friend, if you had a mother, if you had a sister, a brother, a relative who was out in the cold, who didn't have a place to stay, you would go pick them up and bring them in and give them a cup of soup, right? So if this is really you, Scorpio, it's time to face that you need the comfort and the support and the acknowledgement and the love and the care that these characters require for healing. And whether you give that to yourself or whether it comes from the outside, you get in it. You get in the support. But you can't get the support without acknowledging the vulnerability. And that's what this is telling you. So Scorpio, I'm sorry it's not all like rainbows and roses, but when I have a reading that is really tough or speaks to a lot of conflict, it can be relieving if that's what I'm going through. I'm like, oh God, thank God. I'm not like a crazy person. This is happening, and I hope whatever I said gave you some tools and excitement to get through it. So let me know what you think. I hope you have a wonderful June, and looking forward to your next chapter.